It took them way too long, but I will forgive them. No, this is a great patch. This is by far better. I have played like 2 games off stream, but this is by far better than any patch we had in a long time in terms of balance. One change that is actually so massive that changes the game in like a quite a drastic way that people really don't seem to understand, changes the entire game flow. And if you were watching my stream over the last few weeks, you know I was complaining about not enough choices. And this gives so many choices. This adds an entire new level of like, or a layer of complexity to the game. Up until now, in every patch, the way Deadlock has worked, right? Everyone gets the same money in lane, right? And it's shared. So as long as you had 2 or less people in the lane, it would be the same money for everyone. And that system is completely gone, okay? Which means multiple things. It means if you fight in lane in a 2v2 and your lane partner dies, you don't necessarily lose a lot of money. Because if you're alone in lane, you get basically almost double the souls, right? So the way it works now is if 2 people are in lane, it's 60% per person. And if you're alone in lane, it's 100%, which means you only get 120% overall as 2 people. Does that make sense? So there is still a benefit to having 2 people in lane early, obviously, right? Like you want to kill the enemy, you want to push towers, etc. But if you have a person solo, you only lose 20% gold, not 50, right? Like it's like 100, which also means that if you put a person solo in lane and they survive and they don't get denied, that person is going to get more money than anyone else in the game. Which means there's going to be completely new strategies with having an early ganker in the lane and a hard carry that can live long, right? And then have the early ganker leave at like 3-4 minutes maybe, and have the hard carry try to live, play safe on tower and stall. And if that works, right, if that strategy works, that means the person that stays in lane gets like insanely far ahead in money, like insanely far. Like nobody can catch up. And that also means, obviously, that the other person can do whatever they want on the map, right? They can gank, they can push other lanes, which means it's going to be more like Dota or League, where I want to predict we're going to see strategies like sending 3 people on one lane early to get a really early tower. Like I'm talking like minute 1-2, right? So you sacrifice some gold and have like 3 people in one lane and 1 person in the next. And the person in the solo lane is just going to live and stall. And I was thinking about this yesterday, and we'll talk about balance changes in a bit, but like this could work really well if you have like an AoE deny kind of character that can live long, right? Like Moon Krill or Warden, for example, right? Because if the Warden gets pushed 2v1, he can throw a flask, hit both, and stall, right? And then you have 3 people pushing another lane. So there's going to be really sick. Yeah, Guys is a great example too. So there's going to be, in my opinion, there's going to be really sick strategies with like early ganking. And the big thing about this change is you don't need to sit on the fucking lane until 8 minutes. You don't. You can gank. And yesterday I played 2 games of Warden, and I left the lane at 4 minutes and ganked another lane. And we got kills on the other lane, right? And my lane partner in the solo lane, when I came back, was like insanely far ahead of the other 2, right? Like our tower took some damage because I ganked, but like it didn't feel like a waste. I went to gank, I got value for my team, and my carry got more money. So it's like, I think this is a really, really cool idea, and I don't know why they didn't do it earlier. It's fucking insane. I don't know who came up with this. Props to that person. It adds choices again, and it removes so much of the issues of lane bullies too. Why? Because now early ganking is viable. So having people that are strong in lane only is not necessarily the right choice, right? Like having people that want to get a lot of money again is a good choice, and having people that want to roam a lot is a good choice. So this is sick. Wave interval increased from 25 to 30, which it just like, so these changes are just so like it makes the lane like it makes ganking easier as well, right? Because now you have more, like a few more seconds to rotate to another lane. And what that means is you're probably only going to miss, like if you gank from one lane to another, you're going to miss like 1 creep wave max, right? So this is really exciting. Guardian range, so this is weird. They did reduce the Guardian range a bit. It might be a bit too much, because what this change means is you can walk up the stairs and shoot the Guardian, and he can't shoot back. I've had multiple games where the enemy is a kind of tower diving, and they're not getting hit by the Guardian. So that makes pushing aggressively also better. Why? Because in addition, they buffed the medic trooper back to how it used to be. So the medic trooper now heals every single time. Every 6 seconds, the medic trooper heals. Okay? And there's no cooldown. Which means if you keep your medic trooper alive, you're winning, right? Because it's a free extra regen on top of everything you have, as long as the medic trooper is alive. Which means if you push the enemy, kill their creeps really fast, right? The enemy has to, like, you can't, this means you can't stall. You can't freeze the lane as well. Because the person that's pushing in, or the team that's pushing in, as long as they hack their healing creep, they will sustain enough to where it's valuable, right? So this combats lane freezing. In addition, you can't parry troopers. So the entire lane freeze meta is way weaker. I'm not saying it's never gonna happen anymore, but it's way weaker. Another side effect of these changes is that denies are worth double, right? Because there's no sharing. Which means the person that's denying is getting all the money, but it's double. Which means people that are good at last hitting and good at denying can get insanely far ahead in lane 2. So this is really good. Insane. There was a bug yesterday where people got too much souls. At one point it's fixed, I think. So really good. And then we're cooking more, bro. Urn now reveals you immediately, which means you can't rush the urn anymore. This is a really good change. And this is also really big. The first urn is now considered a comeback for comeback mechanics. What that means is before, the first urn would always spawn middle. So if you were ahead, it was a free urn and you would get more ahead. And if you were behind, you couldn't do anything. But now, if one team is pretty far ahead of the other team when the first urn spawns, they can't just get their urn for free. So does that not mean Warden even worse as bad early lane? No, no. Warden is better. We'll get to Warden in a second, but Warden is not a bad early laner anymore, at least. Like, he doesn't die. He's like old 7. Warden has a few weaknesses in lane, like last hitting is kind of hard, but again, already planned ahead, okay? Like, we're back to high velocity in the build and shit, but I think Warden is really good. Warden is really strong right now. Now has a visual indicator on the model to indicate that it's if it's side favorite pickup. So you can see basically what that means is if the urn is like stationary and nobody picked it up, you can see if it's going to be a forward urn or mid urn. So really good quality of life change for everyone. Heavy melee cancel momentum is significantly reduced. In practice, this means it's gone. It doesn't work anymore. Like it. It does nothing. It's like, this is, yeah, really good. Again, good change. Quality of life changes for trooper AI. So this is like bug fixes. You know, when the troopers get stuck, when they don't attack buildings because they run around in circles, do nothing. So this is like, it's not going to affect the game much other than make the game feel better for everyone. Okay. And here comes the real juice. I say real juice. I think this is still the biggest change of the patch. This is gonna just change the way the game is being played. Like, you have to think. The idiots that don't think will get punished. Okay. So, Hollow Point Ward got nerfed. It makes sense. That item was really strong. Maybe it got over-nerfed a bit. So they reduced the bonus weapon damage to 18%, and they reduced the Spirit Shield. A big part of Hollow Point Ward was that you could buy it, and then you buy Enchanter's Barrier, and then you have an even bigger barrier, which means Enchanter's Barrier is active longer. This affects a lot of characters, obviously. I don't know if that's enough for me to not want to buy it. It's still a great item. But I don't mind that nerf, to be honest. Healing Rite got nerfed. And you guys might think, oh my god, why did they nerf Healing? Like, Healing Rite was like, objectively, it was a better choice compared to extra regen in most times, in most games. But I think this is really good because it means people that are playing on lane while they're not full HP are rewarded. This promotes good gameplay, and this punishes AFKers and pussies. So this is a really good change. In my opinion, Healing Rite should be gone. Might be a hot take, but Healing Rite is a stupid item in general. I think there's nothing skillful about trading until you're 1 HP and then going back, buying Healing Rite and hiding for like in a corner for like 20 seconds. It's fucking boring. So good nerf to Healing Rite. Healbane nerf to 275 on kill. So this is actually an interesting change. Healbane was really strong, right? Like the anti-heal was really strong. This hurts characters like Shiv more. And like characters that buy Healbane to have anti-heal mostly are affected less, right? Like I would say it's still a great item on Wraith, for example, if I run Tesla, because I'm not buying Healbane to regen, right? I'm not playing Wraith to win a 1v6 unless my team is shit, you know? But it is a good change. It means you can't like be absolutely stupid anymore where you're 1 HP, kill one person and suddenly you're back to full. So this is really good. And then massive nerfs to all kinds of barriers. And this is really good, okay? So Enchanter's Barrier got nerfed by 50 HP. And Combat Barrier got nerfed by 50 HP. If you think this isn't not enough, it might turn out that they're still really good. But think about it this way. That also means, right, the bonuses you get from Enchanters and Combat Barrier are only active if you have a shield, right? And because they nerfed the shield size, not only will it give you less bonus HP, it also means that the bonuses you have, like the fire rate, for example, and damage on Combat Barrier, or the cooldown and Spirit Power, will be active less, right? So if you start a fight, they will drop their shield earlier, right? And when you break it, they're gonna have less bonuses. So this is a double nerf. Think about it, right? Like it's a double nerf. I think it's good numbers. We'll have to see how it plays out, but I said this before, barriers were nerfed. So this here is not enough, by the way. I'm actually mad about that. This item needs to be gutted. It's still too good, by far. It's still too good. The issue with Diviner's Barrier is that if you buy it early, especially in lane, it gives you basically double HP. So if you get caught out or you fight, you cannot win a fight against Divine Barrier unless you have Divine Barrier. It's too good. They should have made it 50 seconds or a minute or reduce the overall base numbers. I'm down for nerfs. I'm down that it's like, of course it needs nerfs, but it needs more. It's still too good. Divine Barrier is still too good. Nerf that item to the ground, remove it from the game. It's just too good numbers wise. It gives you double HP on a button press in lane, basically, is the way you want to think about it. It's broken. But now you can go into situations where you bait the Divine Barrier, right? Where you go in, hope they're dumb and proc it early, and then 40 seconds is a reasonable time where you can go in again and they don't have it. So yeah. Resto Locket, range to gain charges reduced from 50 to 35. This is a really big deal, okay? Range is like, if you know anything about geometry, right? The range, like it's like half the size, right? Because it's squared, like, right? Like you're way less likely to get charges, right? This is a big nerf, okay? It's a big nerf. This is how Divine Barrier should have been treated. And the healing per stack got reduced, right? So double nerf. I think they actually nerfed Reso the right way. They should have done the exact same to Divine Barrier. Like this is a good nerf. This makes this item situationally at best. It should have never been as strong as it is. So this is a really good change. So here, this one is interesting. Debuff Reducer got nerfed, 50 less health and 4% less debuff reduction. It's weird that they're nerfing Debuff Reducer but not Debuff Remover, because I think we can all agree Debuff Remover is also an insane item, which now is kind of like the go-to 3k survivable item, right? Before it was E-Shift, now it's Debuff Remover. It's probably the best 3k item in the game. But it makes sense because people also rush Debuff Reducer early because it worked against like almost anything in the game, right? Like everyone has a stun or like some kind of poison tick that can damage you. So it was too good. I'm confused that they didn't also nerf Debuff Remover, I guess, is my question. Fortitude got gutted. This is gutted. This item is bad now. I think it's bad, okay? So you can still buy it and have more movement speed, right? That's the main application. If you're around on the map, you have more movement speed, you get around faster. But there's other items that also give you movement speed, right? So I wouldn't necessarily spend 3.5k. The weapon damage is not great anymore. And the big deal is that it takes 13 seconds now to start the healing. At that point, you can just leave and go back to base, right? Like, Fortitude, the way it was used in last patches, in mid-game, late game fights, you go in, right? You fight until you're low, and then you hide for 10 seconds, and you come back in. And now you have to wait another 3. At that point, there is no sustainability. What are you on about? Okay, listen. Do you understand there is a thing called spawn? The spawn heals you, right? How long does it take me to get back to spawn from the middle of the map? Think. It's probably around 10 to 15 seconds, depending on where I am, right? The good thing about Fortitude was that you didn't have to go to spawn, and it was a bit more efficient to stay around, right? But so this is like a massive nerf. Like, I want you to understand how big this is, right? The entire survivability thing, the entire point of Fortitude was that you didn't have to go back to base to heal, but now it's not efficient to stay around anyways. So I think this item is terrible. I think this item is horrible, and I'm happy for it because it was too good before. Like, fuck that item. I'm so happy they nerfed so many green items. Phantom Strike, slight nerf, cooldown increase. This won't matter at all. Like, I don't think this matters ever. Like, usually you have 1 Phantom Strike a fight, right? Sometimes 2, so. Huh? Who said it's nothing? We're gonna pretend that 3 seconds is actually 30. You're a dumbass. You wanna know why? I literally just explained it to you. I'll say it very slowly. You can go back to base and heal. If the time difference between not going back to base and going back to base is very small, then there's no point in spending 3.5k on an item that lets you stay. It's not 3 seconds is massive, because at 13 seconds, there is going to be a lot of cases where you could achieve the exact same effect by just going back to base and speeding back in. Right? Like, yeah, if you're in the enemy spawn, right, then you can chill around, but like, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a really big deal. Yes, I'm acting like 3 is 30 because for Fortitude 3 is 30. Like, I want you to understand, time is relative. This 3 second increase is more massive of a nerf than this 10-second increase. That's how you have to think about it, because you have to think about the difference between, again, staying in spawn or staying on the map. Spirit Strike nerf, thank you. Thank you, Yoshi. That item was too strong. It was stupid on Pocket, by the way, like absolutely stupid, because on Pocket, if you go in and hit 1 light melee, you could insta-nuke everyone. Like, fuck this item. I'm happy. Also hurts Calico. Thank God. Hurts every single melee dog shit low skill character in the game. Bebop Abrams. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Good nerf. Decay nerf. I wish they would nerf Decay even more, because Decay is a brain dead item. Nilla, thanks for Prime sub. This is good. So I think they should have just removed the health regen you get from Decay altogether, because people still run it on lane. Decay is like the highest DPS 1k item. Right? It's the highest DPS 1k item in the game. Especially early, because it's free damage. No other item is free damage. And it gave you the most spirit power out of any 1250 spirit item. So I'm glad they nerfed the spirit power. This is not even enough. I think Decay is still too good and still needs nerfs, but it's a step in the right direction. It's still very good. So overall, a lot of nerfs. This is a massive buff to knockdown. And a massive nerf to flyers, which is good. So, knockdown now removes all momentum and brings the hero down immediately straight down. What that means is, if you chase a Talon or a Vindicta and they use the flight tech where they go, woo, you know, they're gonna not go, woo, like this, you know? Like, you know when a plane crashes, it goes like, it's gonna go like this, woo, bang, and they can't move. So, you can't chase them and they're gonna be fucked. There's like a massive buff. It is a massive nerf to flyers in specific, right? Because before, momentum was conserved. So if you have a lot of momentum and you go fast and you get knocked down, it would be like, you know, bang. But you would get away. But now it's like literally like down. So this is like massive. Thank God. Good. Buy knockdown against Vindicta and Great Talon and make them fucking suffer, bitches. Pussy-ass gamers sitting in the back of the map hiding. Fuck you. E-Shift is now a tier 4 item. Good. Good. So E-Shift was obviously too strong. I am somewhat worried that it's too... Okay, so here's the thing. It kind of got the Veilwalker treatment. Like, this item is probably gonna be absolute dog shit on every character in the game that is not Calico. Because Unstop is just better now, right? Unstop gives you more survivability, more HP, and lets you play the game while you can't take any stuns, right? The E-Shift was bought against, like, what? Think about what E-Shift it was. I mean, E-Shift was against everything, right? You could dodge everything. Wraith ult, Lash ult, right? Like, Bebop bombs, like, all of it, right? You could dodge anything in the game. It was too good. But now, why not just buy Unstop? So I'm worried they nerfed this item a tiny bit too hard, to be honest. Like, yeah, it's nice that you can cancel it now. But, like, I can only see this being bought as a luxury item for Calico and Pocket, maybe. Because it's still great on those, like Calico, you want to like kind of stall. So you can stall for a bit longer and the Torment Pulse keeps on ticking, right? But for most characters, I think Unstop is just a better choice now. So I think what the meta is going to revolve into is you buy Debuff Remover as a 3k item, and then you buy Unstop as a 6k item, probably. If you want to, like, you know, dodge a lot of stuns, etc. I know some characters that like Veilwalker, but it's a shadow of its former self, and I think it's going to be the same for E-Shift, like where it's like super niche. Why buy E-Shift if you can just get Diviner's Barrier? Think about it that way, right? If you want survivability, right? If you get your ult out, you have way more HP, right? Like E-Shift was so strong because it was so cheap for what it did, but now it's like, yeah, a good nerf though, right? Maybe I would have liked to see it being built out of a 1250 item and make it like 4.5k or something and nerf the stats a bit. This might be an over nerf, but it's better than every single person in the game having E-Shift at all times, so I'm happy with that. Which brings me to the rumor, right, I brought up like the other week, where they're reworking items completely. I do think that's still gonna happen. I think this is just a fix for us to enjoy the game right now, which I'm really grateful for. I don't, like... You have to keep in mind, I think a lot of items will see drastic changes, and the item system might still see drastic changes. So I think, especially the item changes you see here, take them with a, not grain of salt, but like take them as like, right now, we can play the game maybe better again, you know, and it's not gonna fucking die because it's so low skill. So yeah, they call it a minor patch here, by the way, but this is the biggest balance patch we had in like months. So yeah, Echo Shot cooldown increased by 2 seconds, not the biggest deal. Okay.
Fuck you, Bebop players. Suck my cock. How do you feel? Where are they?
Hey, dude, I have 2 Bebop player friends. You know, they were in Discord earlier, or yesterday, when the patch dropped. They were like, Bebop actually got buffed because the E-Shift is worse now, so Bebop is better. Yeah, cope until you realize your character got gutted. Get fucked, Bebop mains. Fuck you. Honestly, not enough nerfs. They should have nerfed him harder. But this is good. This is good. Like, nerf him harder, but thank you. Thank you for nerfing that shit-ass character. Okay, so there's this logic of the average player, and there's someone in chat that thinks that way. It's like, I'm just gonna buy extra stamina in lane, and extra regen, and then I have the same stats. That means you need 1k that you don't have. That means on level 1, you're missing 2 500 items that you had before. Your logic doesn't apply. I know some people think that way. You know, it's like, oh, my character got nerfed by 50 HP, I'm just gonna buy extra health. Like, yeah, that works, but you have to spend that money, and you don't have it on level 1, right? So I want you to think about it this way. The Bebop that is now coming to lane against you on level 1 has a negative extra stamina and a negative half extra regen. Okay? And the Bebop you fight at like 20 minutes doesn't have a free spirit armor. So, like, they just have less. It's a big nerf. Yeah, E-Shift being nerfed might make Bomb a bit more viable again, but I'm gonna just run Debuff Remover. This is good. This is good. Might not be enough, but holy fuck, I can now actually run away from a Bebop on level 1 where they just roll into me. You know when you go on lane and the Bebop goes like a fucking monkey and just sticks you? Like a fucking low-skill piece of shit? Like the Bebop players you are? I'm mad. Like, fuck you. Get fucked, idiots. Now I can dash away. And I saw Crayon play yesterday. Really funny. First game he had, he was Abrams. Bebop ran after him, and he was 1 HP, and he got out because the Bebop didn't have stamina anymore. So this is a big deal. Thank you. Fuck Bebop. Okay, next. Calico absolutely fucking got it. Oh, thank you. Absolutely got it. This is massive fucking nerfs. Massive, right? Like 3 less bullets means you need like an extra berserk to have the same amount of bullets you had on level 1. And then the growth is reduced by 25%, okay? That's massive. Because the Calico issue was, she was insane early, and then the later it goes, she got even more insane because people bought Lucky Shot and shit, right? So, and then Gloom Bombs tier 1 and tier 2 swapped. I don't really know why they did that. I don't think it really matters much, to be honest, on Gloom Bombs. Let me check. I mean, I guess that's also a nerf to Calico in lane because you can spam Gloom Bombs less. But I don't think this changes much. Almost no one leveled up more than 1 point in Gloom Bombs. I guess now you have more damage on Gloom Bombs. So, yeah. She's still insane early. She's still a great early game character for the record, right? She can still one-shot nuke you, but like she's still gonna be a great early game character, but she's not gonna be insanely late game, you know? Like 25% growth reduction is big, and bullets are an issue with Calico, and this is gonna make it so you actually have to spend a lot of money to get bullets. So, this is good. This is good. Okay. Great Talon. Also nerf to HP regen. That's fair. I didn't even realize he had 2.5. Why did Great Talon have 2.5 regen on level 1 in the first place? It's a fucking old man. He should be frail. He should have negative regen. What should actually happen is you spawn in on Talon and you lose HP because you're about to die because you're like 95. Okay? That's what should happen. Okay? You should be in lane and rush a fucking extra regen unless you die. Right? Like, if you don't buy extra regen at 2 minutes, you're dead. That's how talent should be balanced. But anyways, so he has less regen. It's good. Move speed, spirit scaling reduced by quite a lot. Also good. Don't think it matters much because talents are just in the air and they don't really need to move. They just shoot you and you die. Which brings me to the main issue with this. It's not enough nerfs. So 10% reduction on base damage is fine, right? And then... So the spirit scaling is worse early, so it's a nerf in lane to damage, but most talents max out arrow pretty early anyways, and if you max out arrow, it's the same number again for the scaling. So it's still a bit less overall, right? It's less early game, it's a bit less overall, but like he still hits like a fucking truck, and I wish they would have nerfed him even more. I think this didn't even need to happen. Like, if this line wasn't in the patch notes, I would have been happy. But, yeah. Okay, so... One of the few buffs in this patch... And again, I said this earlier. Keep in mind, every character that's not in these patch notes got buffed. Right? Unless they really relied on some of the items, which I'm gonna go into. We're gonna yap a lot today, guys. It's gonna be a bit until I play. Because I'm gonna literally update every single build. Because I think the build meta is gonna change quite a bit. But keep in mind that the characters, like, I heard some people were messaging me yesterday and they were disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed too because I think Wraith needs buffs too. But every character that's not being nerfed gets buffed because, like, you know, like they nerfed all the lane bullies and they nerfed lane bullying in general. And they made hard carries a bit better with the soul changes. So keep in mind that if you play Infernus or Wraith or something, it's not like your character is probably better, but we'll have to play. So Haze, Sleep Dagger now causes the target to be unable to slide. I hate this shit, man. Like, this happens every time it auto updates. I don't care. I'm not gonna buy a premium ad block. Okay. So this is a quality of life change. Didn't happen a lot, but like if you were already sliding and get slapped, you could like slide away, right? Like if you're like sliding down the stairs and you slept, you kept on sliding, so there's a buff. Sleep Dagger tier 2 now also reduces stamina regeneration by 60% for 6 seconds. This is massive. This is a massive buff, right? Which means if you put 2 points in Sleep Dart, that means if you hit the person you hit, they're gonna like have 3 dashes and that's it, right? It's 60% for 6 seconds. That's like the entire fight, right? That's a massive... That means you will catch them if they try to run away, right? That means they have to fight you, kinda. Like, this is massive. There's a really big haze buff. And then, Ult got buffed by 5% fire rate, and the cooldown also got buffed on tier 2. So, big haze buffs. I'm not gonna say Haze is gonna be the hard carry, but Haze is now definitely better than Wraith, unironically. Haze is looking very scary right now. Holiday, base gun damage reduced by 3. Should have been like 20 to be honest, but I take whatever I can get. Gun damage growth increased. So early game she does less, but late game she will do about the same in terms of left click. This should never be a thing. I think bounce pad should never extend. The lasso is still gonna last too long. This is a step in the right direction, but Holiday is still fucking Hitler. Like, she's still 90% of the time when she grapples you will still die because it lasts so fucking long. So yeah, it's half a second less. But like, yeah. Like, not enough. I wish Holiday got nerfed more. This is also not fixed, by the way. They said fixed being able to heavy melee while casting lasso. It's not fixed. It's cope. I think Crayon did this yesterday. You can still... Yeah, you can still do it. So it's not fixed. I don't know what they're smoking. It's still working. So that's stupid, by the way, because that means... What this means, chat, is every Holiday, when they ult you, will do an additional 200 damage for free every time. This is like massive for Holidays. They punch me every time they lasso me. A decent Holiday. So this needs to be fixed. It's in the patch notes, but it's not fixed. So I don't know. Ivy headshot hitbox is smaller now. No longer covers the ears. Wait. Let me show you what this looks like. It's actually quite a big buff. It doesn't sound like a lot, right? But, where's Ivy? It doesn't sound like a lot, but the hitbox on the head used to be really big, and now this used to all be headshots here. This used to be all headshots, and it's not anymore. This is like half the size of the head on Ivy. Like, it's way less forgiving headshot-wise. So this is gonna increase the survivability of Ivy a lot. It's a big buff. It doesn't sound like a big buff, but it makes Ivy a lot better. And we might see Ivy support meta. Yeah. Kelvin also got it. 15% to 0. Get fucked, Kelvin mains. Fuck off. So now if you level up, once you're like like mid-late game, if you guys don't know what a boon is one ability point. So at 15 ability points, you're gonna be at the same spirit resist. And then you can go up to 20, I think. Maybe even a bit more. Right? Because you have... No, you can go up to 30, right? Is it like... It's 20, 28, 32. 32. 15? 15 is max? I don't think that's true. Wait, am I stupid? I think one boon is one level here, you know? This is a boon on the bottom. Okay. Level up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so boon only applies every few levels. I thought ability points are directly correlated with boons. So it's 15 max. So, which means he can never go over 15. That's good. Okay. That's good. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, definitely massive Kelvin nerf. Also, Frozen Shelter up the cooldown. Should have been like 180 to be honest. Way too good of an ability. And they double... I don't know. This is not gonna do much, man. Because like, everyone levels up Dome anyways, no? Like a lot of Kelvins level up Dome, I'm pretty sure, so... Yeah, whatever. Needs more nerfs, but it's a good step. Lady Guys, fix some call... Okay. I don't know about this one. I guess, I don't know. Any guys players in chat that can tell me? Don't think it does much. I don't think it happens that much, no? It's like a rare occasion. You could ult pocket when you went into case. It happened a lot? Okay. So, I guess good buff for Lady Geist, which kind of crazy. Lady Geist is already really good. Lash got nerfed. Deathslam lock-on time increased. So you need another 100 milliseconds to lock on. That's a big deal, right? How often do they barely not get away or barely get away? But keep in mind, E-shift is gone. E-Shift was. I would still say Lash is better than before, unironically. Yeah. Like, unironically, even with these nerfs, I think Lash is better. Yeah. Because everyone ran E-Shift, right? So it was so hard to catch, like, more than one person with Lash ult. Like, yeah. And you can't debuff remove Lash ult, right? So you actually, it's a big Lash buff, is how I would look at this patch. Fuck McGinnis, nobody wanted buffs to that character. Now the turrets are back, dude. Tracking speed increased, which apparently means that McGinnis turrets, like, you used to be able to dodge them, but now you can't anymore. Like when you were like AD strafing. So it's like actually apparently a big buff to turrets. And the bullet velocity increase, so like it's like they will hit you no matter what, basically. And the duration got increased by 18. So if you go turret build, you can actually set up a fucking turret farm. Look at 18 seconds is ridiculous. I don't know, nobody likes turrets. I think McGinnis just needs a rework. I really hope this doesn't become meta. This is like, McGinnis changes are always hard to evaluate. I really hope this doesn't make McGinnis like meta. Please. Okay. Mirage, big nerf. 10% base health decrease is massive. And slow, this might not sound like a lot, but it's big. Because like, it was so easy to proc this early. 80 to 60 means like almost double the speed is how you have to think about it, right? If I move at 1 meter a second or 2, that's double, right? It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like double. Because the movement's slow, if you're 80% slowed, right? If you walk at 5 meters a second and you have 80% slow, you walk at 1 meter a second. But if you're only 60% slowed, you walk at 2, right? So it doesn't sound like a lot, but this is like, this lets you run away kind of from him. Not the biggest deal, don't get me wrong. Like, base health matters way more. And fire scarabs, bullet resist reduction reduced from 10 to 8. So that's good. Still good character, probably. But like, definitely a bit weaker. Yeah, definitely a bit weaker. It's good. Good changes. Moncrill Burrow T2 reduced from 140 damage to 100. Burrow spirit scaling increased. Combo DPS reduced. Combo spirit scaling increased. I don't know, man. Fuck Moncrill, man. Like, this is nerfs overall, obviously. But not enough. Still an insane character. And I think Mo is one of the characters that benefit from the lane changes. Like, on Mo, it's pretty good to roam early, you know? So, yeah. The nerf did nothing to Mo? Yeah, it's not much. It's not much. It's hard to, like, I wouldn't say nothing. A lot of Mo's don't run a lot of spirit items, for the record, right? Like, Mo's want a lot of utility, right? Like alchemical fire, phantom strike, etc., right? So, like, I do think, like, if you run more spirit, it's probably not going to affect you much, and he probably needed more nerfs. It's crazy to me that Paradox is still in the game the way she is. She's like, their bias, like, I'm not complaining, but Holiday and Paradox need to be fucking hard-gutted, and they both didn't get hard-gutted. Fuck these characters. Fuck them. Fuck them. The nerfs to Holiday and Paradox are way smaller than the nerfs to Bebop. Like, they need to be gutted on the same level. Like Calico, like Bebop. Yeah. Pocket, base damage reduced by quite a lot. Bullet damage growth increased. Again, this is like always, like, they do this to make Pocket weaker early and stronger late. So this is definitely nerf to Pocket because Pocket has his power spike early. So, good change. Enchanter Satchel damage reduced from 100 to 70. This is actually really big because you have to understand, if you hit any sort of barrage on Pocket, it's damage amp, right? So this is like more, in most cases, this is more than 30 damage extra nerf. Like, it's quite a big deal. Good. Fuck Pocket. Fuck this rank. 7 got another nerf. I mean, I understand that 7 is stronger than was stronger before this patch than other carry characters. I think this is fine. Like, it's quite a big nerf to Lightning Strike, but the range got increased, right? So you can hit more people easier. I don't think it's gonna affect him much, in my opinion. He's still gonna be great. Yeah. Sinclair got hard-cutted, bro. Metro says, fuck all characters except Wraith, 7, and Infernus? No. I just hate characters that press one button to kill you. I think that's pretty fair evaluation. I hate characters that press. I don't hate Warden. I don't hate Hayes. I don't hate Abrams. I hate very few characters in this game, okay? The one-shot, piece of shit, low skill, dog shit characters. Okay? That's the ones I'm talking about. I don't hate Pocket. Yeah. Anyways. Continuing. Yeah, Sinclair is gutted, bro. They know everything about the character. Bullet damage lower. Overall, nerfs to Hex does less damage. You can move faster in Bunny. Doesn't do that base damage of 80, which made no sense in the first place, right? And they said fixed teammates amp, but like they reduced the amp by 10%, so... And the scaling got reduced. And the Vexing Bolt, base damage and max damage got nerfed. Thank God. Might still not be enough, but fuck this character. Good job. Fuck Sinclair. Vindicta, not enough nerfs. Should have been hard gutted. I guess knockdown buff is a nerf to Vindicta as well. But this character should have been gutted harder, but I'm happy they're nerfing her. We need more. Like, this does nothing. The Crow, cooldown, and the tier 3 spirit scaling. I mean, it's nice, but not enough. Need more nerfs. Yeah, I think overall though, really good changes. And here we go. My boy's back. I think Warren is back. Yeah, people really don't understand how much a small change like that does, in my opinion. Base health increase and regen increase means you can survive way easier in early lane. And I'm not saying Warden is like hard meta now, but he's gonna be playable. So big winners of this patch. Anything that didn't get nerfed, right? Anything that didn't get nerfed. I think if we look at all the heroes, biggest winner is probably Hayes, because Hayes got the biggest buffs without getting any nerfs. Geist got better. Hayes got better. Warden are like the top 3, I think, winners. And then I think Infernus and Wraith got a bit better, but I think they're still a bit too weak overall. We'll have to see. This is hard to predict. You have to keep in mind, everyone that aped and played like monkeys got nerfed. Because green items are worse. And if green items are worse, that means orange items are better, right? That's the way you have to think about it. I'm not saying it's enough. And I think Divine Barrier is still too strong. But overall, green is worse, which means orange is better. Which means characters that deal a lot of damage and are not necessarily tanky are better. Another thing, again, denying in lane gives you double the money now, right? As a player. So if you have a deny heavy character, like a good deny character like Abrams or Wraith, that's a buff to them. It's a buff.